brothers and sisters. Even though I am known as a preacher, you have no need to fear that you're going to hear a sermon in my introduction. And the reason for that is that the next award goes to an organization which is a sermon in deeds, in action, in living color. I refer to the Family Equality Council. Yesterday, we commemorated the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In his first book, Stride Toward Freedom, there is a chapter on nonviolence and then a page in which Dr. King describes the nature of love. It's on page 104 of Stride Towards Freedom. He then says that love is like the Spirit, and he says the Holy Spirit is the continuing community-creating force which moves through history. So my introduction consists first of a warning or an enticement. Let me say this. Love is a force that cannot be confined. Even the creation took place out of love. Love is created. It casts out fear. It understands. It includes. So now, let me explain what all of that has to do with the next awardees. You see, if you let love into your heart and it establishes something of permanent occupancy, you better realize that it starts with your loving yourself, maybe the God who gave you love, but if love ever gets into your heart, it will start reaching out to concentric circles until it becomes extraordinarily inclusive. Now then, Family Equality Council started out with a special vocation to show love for persons who might have been despised and rejected and looked down upon, the LGBT family. They decided that the love of God inside of them required reaching out to this particular group. However, family equality may initially have focused on LGBT families, but quickly realized that what's good for LGBT families is good for all families. And all of our communities that represent diverse families, not just LGBT, but single parents raised by grandparents, biracial, multicultural, etc. And that the work that family equality does is so important to all of our community of faith. It's not just about LGBT equality. It's about family equality. But if the family includes LGBT, don't let love get in. You might find yourself to be a part of Family Equality Council that celebrates all God's children. On behalf of New York Theological Seminary, I am pleased to present the 2011 Urban Angel Award to Family Equality Council. And accepting the award tonight on behalf of the council are Alex Habib, Board Chair, and Jennifer Chrysler, Executive Director. Come forward.
Well, hello there. That is one tough act to follow. But I want to thank you all. I want to thank Dale Irvin. I want to thank New York Theological Seminary, their trustees, and all of my fellow angels for this incredible honor here tonight. And I want to also thank Alex Abib, our chair of the board, who's here with us this evening, for his steadfast leadership of the organization. You know, the issue of faith and families is really so important. You cannot separate the two. And that is why Family Equality Council is so proud and so honored to be here with all of you tonight as one of your urban angels. So I'm grateful, truly humbled for this honor. You know, conservative estimates say that there are about 2 million children in the United States who have a lesbian or gay, bisexual, or transgender parent. And I am one of those. My spouse, Cheryl, and I are the proud mothers of 2 twin boys, Tim and Tom. And what we want for them, guidance and support, care and comfort, is what all families want for their children. Whether you're a single parent, a grandparent, 2 moms, 2 dads, a mom and a dad, an aunt and uncle, whoever you are, raising children in the world, we all want the same things. And that is why it is so important to Family Equality Council that there is a home for all of those families in their faith communities. We are so committed to working with all of you to make sure that diverse families, families of same-gender loving people, of different races and backgrounds, have homes for the children whose lives we want to enrich with faith and spirit and comfort and guidance when they need it. We want for our families, your families, all families, to be able to have equality. So we've heard some incredibly amazing stories tonight, and I'm going to take the liberty of sharing one of my own, because tonight actually I'm here despite the fact that tonight is my own children's birthday. They turned 9 today. Wow. So I'm grateful to all of you for helping keep them in your hearts and in your spirits on their birthday. And I made them chocolate chip waffles today for breakfast, and so I think they're good with the fact that I'm here tonight. But I want to tell you the story of my son, Tim. Tim, who is 9. Tim, who last year was threatened with a life-threatening illness. He had a staph infection that almost took his life. He was in the hospital for 2 weeks and had 2 surgeries. And the thing that sustained him was a prayer shawl that we received from one of our neighbors. And he kept that shawl with him as part of their knitting ministry every single day in the hospital. Now, this is a child who, from the moment that he could speak, would talk to me about seeing God in the sky, who told me that God whispered to him in my belly, who asks about Jesus and faith all the time, who, when we were talking about the Holocaust, said to me, I think even Hitler would have a place at God's table if he asked for forgiveness. And you know, to tell the truth, I am not a particularly faithful person in my everyday life. We don't go to church with the regularity that we probably should. My partner is Catholic and has really struggled with her welcome in her faith institution. But we have a son who's extraordinarily faithful and full of the Spirit. And we hear stories of his ministry. Wow. Every single day when he's at our church, St. Paul's Parish, Little Episcopal Church in Newton, Massachusetts. When he comes up from Sunday school and joins the sermon, every week picks a different senior to sit with. He goes away from his friends and sits with one of the elderly members of our parish. All on his own. We've never talked to him about that. One day, one of the women in our church, her name is Connie, was coming down a set of stairs, and she had told him a story about how she was afraid of falling. She's 90 and has a hard time getting to our church, and all the other kids from Sunday school were sitting on the steps leading into the parish hall, and he quickly ushered them all away and said, "Wait, wait," stood up and reached out his hand and helped her walk down the stairs.
Excellent.
So when I think about this award, I think about the fact that I have what I think really is a true angel in my midst, my son, Tim. And I think about the other 2 million children like him being raised by a gay or lesbian parent. And I am so grateful that he has a home, a place to worship, a place to get comfort, a place to get guidance, and somewhere where they will reinforce in him that loving spirit that he carries with him at age 9. Because I am convinced that he will go off into the world doing great things because of the home he has at our local parish. So I want to thank all of you for honoring us tonight. I hope you hold those 2 million angels who have gay and lesbian parents in this country in your hearts, and I hope you will work with us to make it a place where all families can be treated equally. So thank you so much. Thank you for this.
Congratulations once again.